Martin Lappin here with Alternative Heating Solutions. Seen on Facebook groups, I wanted to know how you get more cold bed in your stove. The short answer is you split smaller. The long answer is a little more involved. Basically, if you need more coals, you just, like I said, you need smaller splits. And some of that depends too on the type of wood and the moisture content. This is ash. It doesn't coal bad, but it certainly doesn't coal anything up like oak or sugar maple or red elm, etc. So I got to keep smaller splits in it. And my general rule of thumb is, if I can't grab a piece and handle it with one hand, it needs split smaller. Now, if you got some, around here it's called Doty, but I've heard it called Punky too. This ash probably had some ants in the base of it. You can see that it's not a great piece of wood. If you got a bunch of that, you're going to find keeping a cold bed's near impossible. Now, if you're splitting by hand, you know as well as I do, the chances of popping that in half are nil to none. Probably the same with this one. So with these ugly pieces, I set them on the very top or on the very side of the stack in the stove. Do not try to mix it in and stack around it. You're most likely going to have a void under the nozzle or over the nozzle then. And what I found out, as far as running a gasifier, less is more. As far as these smaller pieces, you're not going to run out of coals. If you run out of coals, it's going to quit gasifying and you will burn more wood. And I know this because I have a thermocouple in the bottom of mine I added. And from looking at the charts, if you're trying to burn all big pieces, sooner or later through the cycle or the 12-hour load, you're going to lose your cold bed. Then the reaction chamber temps plummet. So if you keep to the smaller splits, you'll keep the cold bed and you won't have that situation arise. And of course, like I said before, moisture also plays a big part. Up to 25% doesn't work bad, but if you have a good selection of wood, you can definitely tell the difference between 25% and 20 even. You start getting over 25%, and you'll definitely have to be splitting smaller. Now the other issue too, if you have nothing but rounds to burn, some of the bigger ones, you'll probably want to pop those in half. Rounds burn slower than splits, which means they're going to make less coals. Or I should say they won't make coals fast enough. And another myth I've heard, some people think you need to save these big chunks for overnight wood. Well, that's a myth too. If you had the old conventional or a forced air wood furnace in the basement, yeah, them nasty ugly pieces will last longer than it. It's not true in a gasifier. The only true overnight wood would be, let's say you burn some softwoods during the day when you're around, but you save the good stuff for at night, like oak, hickory, locust. That's your overnight wood. And that still needs split down. It's been Martin Lappin with Alternative Heating Solutions. Women don't find you handsomely, so they can find you handy.